change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living.
Hello, sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Anna, and on my channel, I do all things motherhood, homemaking. I love to encourage you guys in the mess and letting you know that you are not alone in your struggles of keeping house and all of the motherhood duties. I just love encouraging and inspiring you guys, just giving you some motivation to tackle a space in your home. That is always my goal, and I love encouraging those in my life and motivating and inspiring them as well. So today we are going back over to my best friend Megan's house. If you missed the video, I went over to her house and decluttered a coat closet a couple of weeks ago. I will leave that video linked in the description box below. It is a good transformation, and so we are back at her house today. She's asked me to come over and help her declutter and organize her kitchen, and what better time than this back to school, going into a new season. And so I jump on every opportunity to help those in my life declutter and organize. Nothing brings me more joy. I love doing this stuff. So we are jumping into her kitchen and just kind of refreshing it and making sure it functions and works well for her. There's a lot of talking, a lot of bloopers and funny behind the scenes in this video. So make sure you check out the behind the scenes at the very end. We are laughing constantly, but let's go ahead and dive right in.
We could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between.
All right, everything out of the cabinets. I'm gonna go through, decide what to donate. We're gonna put donations over here, and then trash if anything doesn't need to be even donated, and then get everything back up in here and organized.
I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now.
I bet y'all use these a lot.
Yes, all the time.
Well, let's see, in cups. We need cups here too. How often do you use these little ramekins?
Just randomly, not all the time.
What I might do is I don't want to put them out of sight, but I was gonna say I could put them in the back here.
That's fine.
Might do that. Just I want more space for your cups. Well, let me do this. Let me bounce here. Let's see. it, but also where it makes sense for you. Because if it makes sense for me and not for you, tell me we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But this, I think, will make more sense. So the whole goal of coming into Megan's kitchen and helping her was just to get some order and organization in place. I think there was some overwhelm for her with just kind of lack of really any clear organization. So that's where I came in, and I wanted to help her just kind of declutter anything that they were not using, didn't need, but then to organize and make it make sense. So you will hear me ask her throughout this entire process how they use this. Do they use it a lot? How does this make sense? You know, I constantly am asking her those questions because I want it to make sense for their family. It doesn't have to make sense for me. I wanted it to make sense for their family and how they use things. So there had been some kids' cups over in the cabinet with the plates and bowls and stuff. So I moved it over here. We're creating a whole little cabinet with just the cups, the coffee cups, the travel mugs. I'm doing a little dance. I think I was telling her, Megan and I both love fall. We have this just love for fall. And so I think I was talking about Danny Go and the pumpkin pie song. If you have little kids, definitely check that out. It is very cute. I think I was telling her about that there. But anyways, I am reorganizing all of her cups together where they make sense, and then leaving the plates and bowls and things over on the other side, grouping it together. And this is where they go to get coffee and things like that. We're actually going to move, you'll see this in a second, we're going to move the coffee bar over to another section, but we are just making this cabinet for cups, which made sense for them. And then also medicines and vitamins. She said this is where they go to grab them in the morning, so this made sense. They had originally been kind of just, the medicines were just kind of thrown in there. We found her a container to group them all together, and it was just kind of exciting. You'll see me clapping and yay, and you'll hear us a lot, especially in the behind the scenes, just getting excited about things coming together. I know she was completely overwhelmed when I started coming in and taking things out. I tell her, and I think you'll hear me say this all the time, it always gets worse before it gets better. But that is what we are doing, and we're just kind of going cabinet by cabinet and doing the same process over and over.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah.
Okay, we have a clear space for who knows what. This is gonna be so exciting to see the after in just a very short while.
And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. And I love you the most. Now I thought I should let you know.
You need some Organization. Uh-oh, I've got my clothes again.
Oh my gosh. Hilarious.
We were finding the funniest things in the most random spots. We were finding Carmex up in the cabinets. She's like, I have no idea how that got up there. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. Have y'all found random things in cabinets and stuff where you're like, how in the world did this get up here? We found just some of the most hilarious things. And then on top of that, I kept getting my overlay, this polka dotted overlay, sucked up into the vacuum. I must have done it a million times, and we were getting so tickled because it just kept happening. Again, this was such a fun project with a fun friend. We had such good laughs and just enjoyed the process. And I think that's so important too, is a lot of times this seems overwhelming and daunting, but if you could do it with a friend or a relative or someone you just genuinely have fun with, it makes it so much more enjoyable of a task than something you dread, because then I got to spend time with my best friend, and you could hear our kids probably in some of the footage in the background. They got to have a play date. We got to do some organization and help her family out and have some good laughs at the same time.
I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat, yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know that now, no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should...
All right, we've finished in the upper cabinets. Now we are moving down to the lower, and this was just kind of one of those spots where, I don't know about you guys, but I have the hardest time with like Tupperware and then like pots and pans and the lids. Oh my goodness, the lids. So we were tackling these areas and then just tidying up this drawer too. This drawer, I think, is just one of my favorite ones to do. I don't know why. And what I loved about this project with Megan in her house, and what I love to do in my house too, is we didn't buy anything to organize. We just used whatever was in her house. That's what I always encourage you guys to do, is try to just use what's in your house. Like, I know there's these organizers for like all of this, the foil and the wraps and the bags and all of the things, and those look pretty and cute and stuff. And if you want to do that and that makes you happy, go ahead and do that. But I'm also showing you that you don't have to, and you can still make it look good and organized and functional and feel good about it without having to buy anything. So just know you never have to buy anything to get organized. And these little scissors here, we're talking about it right now, but stay tuned for the behind the scenes. Megan explains those to me. My mind was blown, and I want a pair of them now. So stick around and see what she tells you those are for, and give me a guess in the comments below if you know what those scissors are for, because I did not. But I wanted to also let you know that Megan was a very active part of this project. She was just like, tell me what to do. And so I would do a drawer, and she would get over, like right now, she's over in the Tupperware drawer, matching everything up and seeing if there was any Tupperware that she wanted to get rid of and kind of sorting through that. So she was helping me alongside me doing something as well. And then we came in here and we made sure that every pot had a lid, everything was matched up, because she did not want to get rid of any of her pots or pans. And so we wanted to just make sure that we had the lids and things that went with everything so that we could make this function more. And see, here's an example of an organizational thing that I'm sure we've all fallen victim to, is buying something to sort pots and pans and lids. And a lot of times it just takes up more space than it actually does work. So we decluttered that little lid organizer and just kind of made it more simple. And it's kind of what I do in my drawer. It's not always the prettiest, but it does function very well. And so that's what we're coming through and doing here, is matching everything, making sure nothing is missing parts, anything. We had a couple of extra lids that she got rid of because they didn't go to anything. And then we're just kind of tidying this up and making order, making it make sense, and making it easier for her and her family to reach in here, grab the pots and pans that they need, and get to things easier. And there again, a random ketchup packet. See, I have stuff like this at my house too. So it made me feel so good while I'm helping her to see that things happen at their house that also happen at ours. Like, where do these things come from? How do they get here? Yeah, I don't think I'm 100% pleased with that, but we're going to pause. Put a pin in that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then...
Don't know, no us no more, we don't know, no us no more, we don't know, no us no more, no, no. We don't know, no us no more, we don't know, no us no more, we don't know, no us no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. Just thought I should let you know that you don't know, no us no more, no. I got so high on a hill. That's when I loved you the most. No, I thought I should let you know that you don't know, no us no more. We don't know, no us no more. We don't know, no us no more. We don't know, no us no more, no, no. We don't know, no us no more. We don't know, no us no more. We don't know, no us no more, no, no. Yeah.
This part of an organization project always just feels like a real life game of Tetris to me, just moving things around and figuring out where they go. I am putting things back in this cabinet, and then I have shifted some stuff over to another cabinet across the way to put some baking type items over there. Just again, trying to group things together with how they are being used so that it makes sense. And then she had a little extra space over on this other side that she wanted some other lids, some extra lids, so they weren't all piled in there together. And now we're tackling the Tupperware drawer. Megan had gone through and gotten everything matched up for me, so now we're just kind of Tetrising it back into the drawer. I love that she has these big, deep, kind of tall drawers, kind of like mine that I have at my house, and so it makes it easy to stack these things. And then what I always try to do is put the lids either underneath it, stack it beside it, or behind it, depending on the drawer space that you're working with or cabinet space, and just match the lids underneath if you can't keep the lids on it, which a lot of us don't have the space or room to do that. So just take the lids off and stack it behind it or under it or to the side of it, whatever works in your space. But I loved how this drawer came out. She was so excited to see this, and it just is so much better than how it started when we could barely even get the drawer open. As we wrap up this video, I wanted to show you the table of donations. I was so proud of the things that she was able to part with. And then here you are seeing what we made into a coffee bar. I do not know what happened, if I just got to talking and didn't film it, or I've lost the footage. I did not get the process of us just kind of redecorating this area, but she wanted it to be a coffee bar and is loving the new location, and I think it looks so neat, displaying all of her Pioneer Woman stuff, and I love how it turned out. I love how this whole kitchen turned out, and I think it is functioning very well for her. There are going to be those spaces like above the refrigerator that maybe aren't as aesthetically pleasing, but we went through everything, got rid of anything she didn't need, and then things that you still use but don't need all the time, like when you're going to cookouts or taking stuff to family for holidays and stuff. Put that up above your refrigerator. Nobody ever sees it, but it's there, and we organized it as best we could, and then just everything turned out so nice, so functional. and is going to serve her family going into the fall season, the new school year and everything. I'm just so pleased with how everything turned out. And it's all about making your space work best for you. So always remember that you don't need fancy things, fancy organizers. Just make your space work for you with what you've got, and just find a friend or a family member that you want to do this with. It's so much more fun to do these things together, and I just love the way it turned out. We had so much fun, had laughs, our kids had a play date. It was a win-win all around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope it gives you some inspiration and motivation to tackle your kitchen or some other space in your home. I hope that you're leaving with good ideas of how to tackle a space. Do it one drawer at a time, one cabinet at a time, and do it with a friend. That is my best advice to you. And just declutter as best you can and get rid of anything you do not use, haven't used, or will not get used. Go ahead and donate that. I always look at it as somebody needs it. Even if I'm not using it, somebody else may need that. Loved how this corner turned out. We moved her coffee pot from over there to the coffee bar. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you as a part of our YouTube community. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming. Still have a room makeover that is coming. It is not quite finished, but I will be making over my son's room. So lots of good things coming on my channel. So stick around, like this video, and until next week, take care. If it makes sense for me and not for you, tell me we don't want to do that. Yeah. But this, I think, will make more sense. Let me see. I have filmed so many times and then looked back and never pressed the button, so I'm always like, is it on? I cut that out of the video, but sometimes it slips in, and when you see me look back, that's why.
Don't check it.
This is to get some water in. This bad boy.
Yes. I do drink that one. I have it.
Let's see. Yay! Woo! Okay.
Let me see what this one is.
Funny. Okay. We're gonna dive up into the unknown. All the this is what mine.
Don't get bitten. I don't know what's up there.
What's on mine? Like, this is exciting, really. I mean, I don't know that this is the footage we need, but hey.
I don't know what's up there.
We need. Everybody has one of these spaces where you just don't really know what to do.
Well, it's kind of, you can't like read.
Oh, see, but you have to pay attention. Okay, I Oh yeah, I've recorded my back that entire time. What the heck did I just do?
Broke it.
We're just breaking things left and right. Oh, was it a magnet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I got the magnet. Did I never have?
You need some Carmex.
That's what I'm
And some hydration. Uh-oh, I've got my clothes again.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
So you're a quarter witcher, you got some lip balm and some hydration.
I'm looking for that.
That's from my Carmex being all this time. How do these things happen? You're like, how the heck did that get up here?
The kids can't reach.
What?
The kids can't reach. They're like, who does it?
Did they throw it?
Maybe.
Would you like a Cheeto?
Go away. Hey, that's still a good bag.
One piece for the. Then, wow, what did you do with me?
So, and you get a head of lettuce, and instead of doing, you just cut, and it's like those tiny little pieces. I do use that. But,
What?
this is a lot of stuff.
But think of all that's cleared out and cleaned up. You're like, I thought you said this would get better. It's gonna be there.
Trust.
It's gonna get worse.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Start taking it out.
Go away. Okay.
Enough said. Enough said. Done. Hey, there was no Cheetos or anything in them. Yeah, I don't think I'm 100% pleased with that, but we're gonna pause. Put a pin in that,
Yeah.
and then
Why am I?
we're gonna shift. I'm gonna shift over here. 'Cause sometimes you just gotta bounce around. Lids, some lids could go here.
I did it.
Yay!
I know.
That's awesome. See, and it already looks 1,000 times better. I don't remember what was in here. I didn't do that drawer. We're gonna skip that.
Much, yeah.
I'll edit that out. I was like, I don't remember this drawer. That is why.